Hey everyone,
What's up, guys?
I'm Jesse Hart of Full Circle Phenomenal.
And I'm Catherine Rutan of Infinite Cummings. And we decided to make this video to go over and discuss everything that would be in response to some questions that we've been getting from a lot of people online and in person. And this question is, how are we going to make it work out there? And more specifically, how are we going to finance this trip around the world?
Well, we're really glad to be asked this, as it gives us an opportunity not just to explain to people the prospect of how we're going to do this, but it helps to solidify our own understanding and our projection of how we're going to do this, as well as get to one of the points of how we're going to do this, which is to teach others how to achieve their dreams and encourage you all to understand that there are massive amounts of resources and many, many ways of going about things. Sometimes we're able to do them direct and go by a plan, and sometimes we just have to let our hearts and our minds be open and flexible, getting outside of our comfort zone and discovering something new. And sometimes the plan finds us.
Mm-hmm. True.
I found a lot of times whenever I travel that it's good to go with a blueprint or an idea of what you want to do, but be fully willing to deviate from the plan because lots of things come up that you're not expected. And it feels better to go with the flow rather than to resist and try to stay rigidly attached.
Yeah, there's only so much planning that you can do. So in this video, we are going to be discussing everything that we are already doing to make it work, and everything that we are going to be doing while we're on the road, as well as right now, physically, financially, as well as vibrationally, which is equally as important as all of those physical aspects.
Yeah, making it work is not all about the money. A lot of people think, oh man, that's going to cost you a lot. But the truth about it is, traveling doesn't necessarily cost you a whole lot if you know how to be resourceful. And nowadays, with the internet and social media, it's so easy to get connected and to have a really good time for really cheap or if not free. The first and most notable thing that I would love to promote, as it is my favorite thing on the internet, has helped me so much through my traveling and being able to connect with people and to see different places that I never would have seen, is Couchsurfing.com. I'm an ambassador. It's a social network that, like Facebook, you make a profile, and the point of it is to host and or be hosted or get together with people from around the world, either at your home or in another faraway land. I've been doing this since 2008 when I did a 10,000-mile road trip all over the United States and Mexico. I stayed with 14 different people, and I could not believe the level of friendliness and generosity that complete strangers could have. And since 2008, I've been to 22 different countries, couchsurfed or connected with locals in almost every single one of those countries, and found that it was relatively the same. The energy that I brought too had a big contributing factor to it. So if I was open to understanding and seeing another person's perspective, they're often open to seeing mine as well. And then we naturally collaborate. And lots of times that's just with a meal or a get-together. Sometimes even as generous as hosting us, which helps us to save significantly. Though we do have a motorhome and we'll be staying in our motorhome, it's nice to know that there are people out there that we can rely on if we need some help.
And there are other platforms too, aside from Couchsurfing, that will enable us to make connections, and they can enable you too if that's something that you're interested in, is traveling and making it work out there without necessarily having to depend on that 9-to-5 grind and the money lifestyle.
Through our videos, we'll be letting you know about these different resources as well as the places that we connect to, because ultimately we want to create a global circuit connecting health facilities and performance teams and all sorts of that type of entertaining and healthy relations and connecting with the world and being able to show people that you don't necessarily have to have a lot of money or have the right connections in order to live a very wholesome and healthy life.
Yeah, we're not just enabling an ease for people to be able to get out there and connect. There already is an ease out there. It's just not everybody can see it clearly. So this is part of the purpose of our journey, is to show people how easy it is to actually make it work out there on the road without depending on simply or strictly money. But one of the things that we are doing that is a physical thing, other than holding a vibration of abundance, which is equally as important as all of these physical things, and we'll get into that here later in the video. But the first physical thing that we wanted to just share with you that we're doing to get going on our journey is selling all of our possessions, selling all of our things.
All of our valuables.
All of our valuables, yeah. So the first big thing that I parted with was my horse. I had him for 7 years, and it was definitely not a sacrifice. It was a beautiful exchange because we were able to fund the motorhome that we're going to get. And there are other things as well that we are in the process of selling. I've got a horse trailer that's being sold, and then the car is up for sale, and you've got some things too.
I have my motorcycle up and a Vitamix blender, number of different things. And like Catherine was saying, though that might seem like you're giving up something or sacrificing something, this is something that also along our path we want to encourage people to realize that we don't have to sacrifice anything if we're willing to transmute or to take what once did serve us, maybe for a while, and switch it into something that will serve us more into the future. So Catherine wasn't able to properly give her horse full attention. Right. So it's better to use his energy, give someone else the opportunity to take care of him and to use him, and then we get the exchange of finances that we were able to turn into our rig, which we're going to take around the world.
Yeah, it was a beautiful exchange for the both of us, and I trust that it'll be that way for the horse trailer and for the motorcycle and for all of the other things that we're exchanging. Even though we have appreciated all of these belongings so much, they are going for such a great purpose.
Yeah, stuff comes and goes, but it's good to flow with that process.
Yeah.
Another thing that we're planning on doing is what we have been doing here in Southern Oregon, which is teaching workshops and classes, doing lectures on all the things that we've been practicing for years. Things like yoga, meditation, qigong, tantric living, food healing, pranayama or breath workshops, acrobatic yoga, flow arts, and even doing fire spinning performances, which we have done on a number of occasions as well, and use that as a means to make the money and continue to grow our businesses while we travel.
Yeah, all revolving around health and entertainment.
I have a practice that I've created called Energy Union, for instance, and Energy Union is kind of the best of all the holistic practices I've come to find thus far. Those being yoga and qigong, which are study of the unification of mind, body, and spirit, or mind, body, and breath, and then qigong, the study of the energy, qi, or life force that's flowing inside and outside of us. Pairing those two things together with goal setting, or as I like to say, future projections, and showing people that we don't necessarily have to have goals or things that we have to struggle to get to. We can put ourselves into the future and create such an image in our mind that we can actually feel it as real. Essentially putting a anchor point into the future, and all we have to do is keep thinking about that, keep our internal practices so that we don't deviate off our path, but keep on focusing on what is my end result here.
Essentially conscious dream work, but in the waking life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Learning to make this dream lucid and to achieve your dreams by focusing on them specifically. Another thing that we're going to be doing is I'm going to be promoting my book that's coming out soon called Binary Consciousness, which is a thought practice technique and teaching the individual of how to rid their lives of negative thinking. We understand binary as zeros and ones. Well, I like to call that neutralities and positivities, and recognizing everything in our life is actually that, neutral or positive. The things we label as negative are simply disharmonious, and it goes through a bunch of techniques of how to harmonize yourself or attune yourself in order to keep on, which is all part and parcel still of the yoga and the mental focus work that I'm going to be teaching. Yeah,
and you'll be teaching workshops on binary consciousness after the book has been written, which is just now in the final processes of being published.
That's right.
Which is awesome. I also teach a variety of workshops that are very similar and complementary to the ones that Jessie teaches. I teach yoga, I teach breath work, meditation, qigong, and these are all compiled into a wellness consulting that I have coined as holistic dexterity coaching, and that's essentially my own unique blend of wellness consulting where I focus on leveling up the mind, body, and spirit connection through whichever practices is most serving the group or the individual that I am working with at the time. And then together we teach workshops that also revolve around health and entertainment, such as tantric living and conscious dream work, integrating the dreamscapes from your sleeping into the dreamscapes of your waking life, and manifesting the things that you desire.
Yeah.
And then the entertainment side, we both teach flow arts and performance arts classes. I like to call it the fundamentals of fire spinning. That's the beginner's level of the flow arts classes. So we teach poi and hula hooping, and we're getting into teaching fans and dragon staff as well. And then more advanced and intermediate flow arts would be like partner poi, which is where we're spinning the poi around each other, and we'll teach you how to do that too in our workshops.
Or acrobatic yoga, also known as partner yoga, and learning how to use our bodies, our geometrically sound bodies, in order to align them just right and do stunts that you'd be surprised people can do, even if you're out of shape. And so we can teach that for a variety of levels, not necessarily just people who are in shape already.
Totally. That. And then we also have been working on choreographed sets that we'll be able to teach online and while we're traveling. Ultimately, we want to build a collective of teachers and performers and healers in that health realm, to build a global network of teachers, healers, and performers, and connect with them as we go, and bring back all of the teachings to this area in Southern Oregon where we can keep growing that scene.
Yeah. We figure, be the change you wish to see in the world. We can't figure a bigger, better change than this, which is shared cultures, health, and entertainment for cheap or for free.
One of the biggest ways that we're going to be able to keep this momentum going is by booking paid gigs in festivals or retreats or teaching or fire spinning or any of the sort, anything that relates to our practices. And we'll likely be able to find a lot of gigs through just getting out there and practicing on the streets or busking, street performing. I feel that will be a great resource for us to connect. But if you have any ideas of a festival in mind or a connection that you might have in a different country, definitely reach out to us, because we would love to grow and connect in that way.
Different cities that are open to those means of living, because we've had some traveling performer friends who have done the same. They say, just get out there where the people are and do your thing. You'll make the right connections.
Make the right connections, and likely make some tips too while we're on the road, and that'll help us get from one spot to the next.
I even had a dream the other night where we were doing yoga on the side of the freeway, busking, and I remember specifically we made $9 in 9 minutes. And just by doing what we do regularly.
Yeah,
so
I think that's a good omen.
Yeah,
definitely. Another thing that we're going to be doing while we're traveling and busking or street performing is setting up a little table and vending some of our artwork. And I wanted to show you guys.
Oh yeah.
I make these custom cuddle poi is what I call them, because they're soft and they're basically practice poi. You can start off with these because if you hit yourself with them, they're not going to hurt like your regular contact poi or fire poi would. So these are great for kids who are just getting into the practices, or people who are starting out. They're super soft and they're easy. They're a great starter prop for when you're learning how to spin. But yeah, you can find these on my website along with various other things that I'm going to be making as we travel, so they'll be available on the website as well as on the streets.
We do plan on keeping in touch with people via the internet and doing video conference calls, video classes through Skype or whatever video messaging platform works for you. We are going to be creating a TV series that we're labeling Surreality TV. You might have heard of reality TV before, and it's far from that, but Surreality TV is going to seek to document and show people via video and pictures all the fantastic happenings around the world that will leave people more than inspired but stunned in realizing what an incredible, beautiful, and magical place this world and this universe truly is.
Superhuman feats and practices and things that'll just blow your mind. I'm going to be putting out a different kind of TV show series that's going to be more focused on a music video, or it's going to be taking more of a music video kind of approach and doing recaps of each of the destinations that we hit. So I'll have a recap of Mexico, and as we go along, it'll just continue to grow there. And yet another thing that we're going to be doing as we travel is working online, doing remote jobs, writing jobs, blogging, vlogging, influencer marketing, all of that kind of sort. There's more than enough space for everyone to more than succeed, but thrive online. And with that being said, we're going to be implementing online resources as well as in-person resources to be making it work as we travel around the world. We are collaborating with companies that share a similar vision to what we have, and this collaboration enables us to give you guys unique discount codes so you're able to buy products like cool clothes or cool performance gear for a discount. So stay tuned for that, because we're having new ambassadorships rolling out very quickly. So.
Yeah, this is showing me firsthand that holding a vibration or a thought and a feeling of abundance brings you that. It's only when we start focusing on scarcity and lack that that reality starts to come into fruition. So we're going to be showing you firsthand along the way how much is out there, how much abundance is around us, and all that you have to do is keep focusing and taking baby steps. In no time they'll create leaps and bounds.
Yeah, there's a perfect balance that we must hold as we travel, and this balance is between actively doing things to make it work, as well as holding the right vibration. Simply thought, feeling alone that we are making it already, combined with that action to keep it going, is the keys to manifesting what we are doing here. And that is also the keys for you to manifest everything that you would like to do within your life, which is something that we teach in our tantric living workshops. That doing energy is a masculine energy, and that holding of vibration is more of a feminine energy. So when you're balancing these two together, that's where the real magic happens. And that's what we're doing, and that's what you can do too.
There's realistic and romantic ways about going about this whole thing, about going about this life and your life. So we encourage you to whatever it is that you want to experience, whatever you want to see or do or have or become, you have everything that you need right within you already. Another way in which we can get support is through you. If you know of people or organizations that you feel would like to collaborate with us, please do reach out. There's so much out there, we don't even know, as I said, what the potentials could be, and we are open to it. It's not like we're very strict and we don't have a lot of destinations along the way, just kind of some hubs, and that could change as well. You can also support us by donating. A couple friends of mine have just recently donated. My friend Ed really helped me out when I was in a jam during the beginning stages of this journey happening 3 years ago when I was short on money, and he wasn't a rich man, but still was gracious enough to give me some money and really help me through some challenging times. My long-term friend Noah just was our first official donation through the website. Thank you very much, Ed and Noah, for that. You can go to my website to support us. If you go to fullcirclephenomenal.com/support, we'll provide that link at the bottom of this video.
I'll also be putting together a Patreon where you can donate monthly in exchange for some of my artwork that I create, or online coaching practices. And I think Jesse's also going to put together a Patreon similar to that. And we might start a GoFundMe, but again, you can also just go to his website and support or donate through that.
Note that any and all donations or contributions that you give to us is all going to be invested right back into you or the planet or the human beings of this world. So it's an investment, not an expenditure. At the end of the journey, which is going to take about 3 to 5 years, from December 2019, 3 to 5 years is how much time we're giving ourselves to make it all the way around. And when we return back to Oregon, I received a vision a few years ago before I left my first attempt going around the world. I've tried twice now. This will be 3rd time's a charm.
I received a similar vision.
That's right. Of building a 3-story black glass pyramid called the Academy of the Heart, which will be a free school representing everything under the sun and beyond, a lecture hall, a performance hall, an art and
a healing center,
healing center,
a garden,
healing center, garden. So many different things are going to be at this place, and it will generate its own energy through renewable resources, through solar and wind energy, and anything that we might find along the way, new technologies that would actually help us to support our city and make life more affordable, cheaper living for everyone, and encouraging a mindset of solution-based scenarios into the future, not so much treating problems, but instead finding solutions and implementing them. So please do reach out to us. There's lots of different ways. You can email us at info at fullcirclephenomenal.com, or follow along with our social media accounts, as well as our websites. My website is www.fullcirclephenomenal.com. My Instagram, Facebook, as well as YouTube accounts also follow that name, Full Circle Phenomenal.
Yeah, you can find me directly through searching on Facebook or Instagram, Infinite Cummings, as well as my website, www.infinitecummings.com. And my email is infinitecummings@gmail.com. So you can find me there or contact me there. And please do, if you have anything to contribute or ask or suggestions.
Thank you very much. We know that we've had a lot to explain here. If you have any questions, as we said, please reach out. We appreciate your time and attention. That in and of itself, along with your good visualizations, good words of advice, prayers, any amount of blessings, will all be put right back, one way or another, back into yourself. Paying it forward, paying it back, paying it side to side. It'll all come around full circle.